Hello and welcome to yet another Outside Inside Star Citizen. This one is gonna be a weird one, and it's gonna be like a slowish one because I'm low energy because I've been sick for the past a month, and like yesterday I had like high temperature and all that. So my brain, my mind is just like cloudy and all that. But let me roll the intro and let's watch Inside Star Citizen together and let's talk about it.
Hello, my name is Grumpy. Grumpy, I. Grumpy, I. Grumpy, I.
So after we've gone through that kind of concept development phase, where we're just fleshing out ideas, it's time to kind of think about what actually the underground facilities are going to be. How much time is the player going to be spending there? What are they going to be doing there? How many they're going to be? What kind of themes they're going to be? All that jazz we need to think about, and we also need to plan out how we're going to do it.
So basically this whole episode is just gonna be like them planning and like behind the scenes stuff that we really don't see because we as gamers don't really care about most of this shit. But sure, let's continue.
So when we're in the stage of very early on in development, it's about kind of iterating quickly, getting into the editor, getting feedback on what we're doing, playing the location as a complete thing as fast as possible. Because only when we see things in context of what they're going to be can we really make actual great decisions on what it is we're making. And this is a collaboration between art and design, mission content, the directors are involved. It's just molding the beast into something tangible, which we can then take into our planning stage to iron out what it is we need to create and how we're going to create them.
So basically what he's saying here is what all other gaming companies are doing, basically. You need pre-production, like whenever you have a project, like it doesn't even have to be gaming, it could be like whatever, fucking music. You have pre-production and then you have production and then all in between and then like you have the finished product. But like they saw that we were really excited about the bunkers and they wanted to show us the bunkers, but they don't have the bunkers and 3.18 is not around the corner anymore. And 3.17.4 is basically an IAE patch, therefore like there's not gonna be much stuff. So what are they gonna showcase? So yeah, they're just gonna show us how they're working and how everything's done behind the scenes in the office, I guess.
So we've come out of pre-production. We now need to get a plan together so that the team can start working. So at the moment we can see all these boxes. All the ones on the top are rooms, all the ones underneath are overlays. So overlays give us that variety. When the team looks at this, they don't have to come to me to ask, does the surface structure medium need work doing to it or not? They can read it for themselves here. This is great because it gives us a big overview of what's required for the location. And it also means that we can break it down into kind of content packs. So our tier 0 is everything that we would need to release this into the universe with some variation.
I mean, sure, that's a great tool that you have right there. And sure, yeah, great. But why are we still talking about tier 0? Like, I mean, I'm gonna let him finish, of course, but like, didn't they say that we're not gonna have tier 0 things in the game anymore? Like everything, because they're like focusing on Squad of 42, everything is gonna be more fleshed out when it releases. But yeah, whatever. Let's continue.
Our tiers after that kind of are additional content, which might flesh out some of the UGFs or give it a new theme or that kind of thing. So some of the rooms that are in production at the moment, let's just skip over to them. So this looks like one whole thing. It's actually two things. So it's the surface structure, which is this guy in the middle, and this kind of surrounding hangar. You know, how do you actually get there? We've also got our physical elevator spaces. So if we go from the top, this is where you trundle down into the UGF on a lovely diagonal elevator.
Are the diagonal elevators gonna help out with the double elevators that we have currently in the game, or are they still gonna be like double elevators so we can't go down into bunkers? Like, I mean, yeah, sure, looks nice. We saw it in CitizenCon, and sure, okay, let's continue.
We've got the elevator shaft components themselves, so you might have really long elevator rides, you might have really short ones, and then where you end up at the bottom of the elevator ride, this room is currently in progress as well. This is a more refined plan to begin with, but we still need to get into the actual numbers of how much time this will actually take to make. So then we come to our trusty Microsoft Excel.
I mean, look, I don't want to be a dick, but are they trying to prove to us that they're serious about doing this? Or is this like the first thing that they have completely planned out and like it wasn't on paper or in this like tool like laid out like that before, therefore like they're gonna show it to us now because this is fucking amazing to them. As I said, I don't want to be a dick because there are some really good things and some bad things that were said in this ISC, but why does this matter to us? Like, maybe I just need to invest like $30,000 into this game, so I should care about this. But I like, as a fucking player, as a gamer, I don't really care about all this. I mean, nice, great. I have stuff like that on like a table, and I have XML files and all of that when I'm doing music for other artists and all of that. But like, shit, I'm not gonna show them that because it doesn't matter. It's just for me and my internal use. Like, whatever.
And in here, this is just putting estimates on how long we think things will take.
And here we go.
So for us, that's in this next phase, which is white boxing. We want to block the rooms out. We want to add content. We want to get the gameplay in there. We want to split things into overlays, test it with our ProcGen tool, and get all that done. So we estimate this like this. And we put in all of those rooms that we called out before. We've got all the room types it can be and how big or small the thing is. So using this kind of grid, we can call out, well, there's one room that's got a retheme, there's 2 rooms which are medium and large that need to be done. And this calculates how much time is required. So you can look at it from room type.
I was about to fall asleep, but then I remembered that like there was a famous clip here in Serbia, and I'm not going to show you because you're not going to understand it, but I'm going to translate it to you. So a family, they're like living in poverty in a small-ish like village in Serbia, and they got asked like, how long have you waited for this roads to be built, because they don't have roads there, because yeah, that's Serbia basically. And so the guy, he's like 80 years old, 70, 80 years old, and he's like, I'm 70 and my father was, he lived up to 80 and his father lived up to 80, etc, etc, etc. So all in all, 300 years. We have waited for 300 years. So yeah, let's get back to it.
You can do the time that way, or you can look at how many medium rooms it will take. We can do it that way as well. This calculates it all, puts into a lovely little table, and then we can also call out...
Wait, have you noticed something? And let me switch to this shit. You don't see my camera, why didn't you say so? Okay, so okay, so there's 6 people working on all of this, and it's gonna take them total days for all tiers. So not for tier 0, it's for all tiers. So I don't know how many tiers they have planned, but it's gonna take them 2,524 days. And I have a calculator here. So 2,524 days, so there's how many days? 365 days in a year, and so that's 6.9. Yeah, it's gonna take them 7 years to complete all the tiers for total milestones for all tiers. So they have 13 milestones. So total milestones per year 6.5. Look, I don't know if I understand this completely. I just graze over that, and I simply, honestly, do not care that much. But yeah, it's just funny. It's 6 designers in a we have fucking 800 people working for CAG, and you see 3 guys, or actually 2 guys working on the Merchant Man. You see 1 guy working on AI, like you remember when they said that AI in this patch in 3.17 is going to be better and it's not going to teleport that much because like Siege of Horizon and all of that, because they had a developer working on like a fix for it for 8 months. So we had that one guy and like this one guy and 2 guys here, and like in the end maybe it's like I don't know, 300 guys, but like shit, like are they all working in marketing? Like I don't fucking understand it. And on top of that, you gotta realize that like those 6 guys, they're gonna do like something else. Maybe some of them are gonna leave the company, but yeah, they're not just gonna work on bunkers for 7 years. They're gonna do on other stuff. So there's gonna, like, the bunkers are gonna take them 7 years. Not the tier 0, of course. That's probably gonna take them like 1 year. Jesus Christ. But like the whole thing is gonna take them 7 years of work. But if they're working on other shit, that 7 years is gonna extend to maybe 14 years, you know? So, so like... hopefully I did not understand this correctly. Like the only thing that you can do here, so you can fix all this and so we can have the bunkers like faster in the game, like the only thing that you can do is hire more people or just get more developers working on each thing. But like no, we have like 1 guy here, 2 guys here, making the fucking huge fucking ship. That's why it takes them like 18 months to make a huge ship, and like 2 guys here to, like, and like yeah, okay, yeah, let's work on like cloth mechanics and the janitor and the mop and bucket animations, because yeah, if you are a roadmap watcher like I am, you would see that like we had like mop and bucket animation on the roadmap and the progress tracker like I don't know how many times. So yeah, let's continue.
How many artists there are, how many designers, how many days per artist, how many total days for a sprint, blah, 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 get all of that done. And that gives us our kind of ballpark figure to go with, to begin with. I think I might have to retake this.
No, you're doing good. At what point do we ignore all? At what point do we ignore all this?
Oh, Jared and his humor. So, at what point do they ignore all of this and like push the deadline back like further and further and like never release it? Because they need to do the reworks. They need, like, after 7 years, it's not gonna be like the same bunker anymore. Like they're probably gonna change the engine or something, and then like. I'm gonna stop. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Okay, so it's all great having all of this, and it gives us a really good plan to begin with going forwards. But as you probably know, game development isn't really a concrete process. You can have all the numbers in the world, but you'll still have things that kind of crop up out of nowhere. That is what game development really is.
I mean, I don't have anything to say. It's just funny, and that's it.
So from this point now, we can get back into the editor. We can start fleshing out these rooms. We can start doing these overlays. We can start finding the variety and really bringing these new underground facilities to life.
All right, one more thing, because I forgot, because I'm really tired and I'm fucked up. So before I let Jared speak again, there's one more thing that I missed, and that's like the first thing that I saw when I watched this video originally. Yeah, this is not my first time watching this video, but so this is a good thing, and this is like great. Total rooms in Zone 1, there's gonna be 21 rooms. In Zone 2, there's gonna be 32 rooms. In Zone 3, there's gonna be 70 rooms. In Zone 4, there's gonna be 18 rooms, and the connectors, we can't see them. Those are just like connecting the rooms. And those rooms are probably gonna be randomized. So it's gonna be something like these bunkers that we have right now, because they are all basically the same, but they are all randomized. And if you calculate all the, like, or add all the rooms to each other, you're gonna have like 150 something rooms, which is a great thing, because with like randomization, you will have like a possibility of not having the same bunker every fucking time, because currently we have basically the same bunkers, like the layout is a bit different, and that's it, like the connector is in another spot. But now we will actually have like randomized rooms, and there's gonna be plenty of them, so there's gonna be like something else, like it's gonna add some variety, and that's a great thing, but also 7 fucking years. Honestly, I hope that I like completely missed the point and that I didn't understand this at all. But yeah, like there's a positive and there's a negative always. So let's continue.
The new underground facilities first seen at this year's CitizenCon showcase have already moved into production, with designers and artists alike building out the currently spec'd out 93 different rooms and 196 overlay variations necessary to place them throughout the existing Stanton and upcoming Pyro star system.
So you just heard it right now. Jared just said it, and I guess like that 93 rooms is gonna be like a tier 0, because like I didn't really spend much time, but I'm pretty sure that it's like more than 100 rooms, like whatever I saw, and we didn't see the connectors and all that. So maybe I just miscalculated. It doesn't matter. But the thing that matters is that like he said that those bunkers are gonna be on Stanton and on Pyro. So does that mean that we're gonna have the same bunkers on Pyro? If so, why? Because like Pyro is supposed to be uninhabitable. Okay, never mind. Now it's paradise. It's not what Pyro was supposed to be, but it's something different. But it doesn't matter because like Pyro is completely different to Stanton, and it should have like completely different bunkers, and like of course the layouts, but the textures and the exterior and all of that should be completely different. So hopefully they're gonna do different bunkers for Pyro, but then again, how the fuck are they gonna manage to do like different bunkers for Pyro and then different bunkers for Nyx and different assets for Odin or whatever? It's just like it's too much. It's actually too much, because like 7 years for this and then 7 years for like Nyx and then 7 years for Pyro, etc. Like yeah, it's too much. But also, maybe it's not if you just retexture them. If you just like make the outside, the exterior different, and populate them with different stuff. Like in the interior could be populated with different stuff, like different assets. And look, I don't want to bitch about this anymore, and I don't want to seem like entitled or whatever. But also, having like 100 or 150, doesn't matter, variations. That's gonna get old pretty fast. Like if you go to any system as a player, I'm saying as a player, I know that it's a huge fucking job, and yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time, but like still as a player, I'm not gonna be immersed if I hopped from Stanton to Nyx, like let's say Nyx or Pyro, it doesn't matter, because he said Pyro, and I go there and I do the same fucking bunker missions, or one of the 150 variations of the same mission that we had, or like it's still the same mission, but like the inside of the bunker is gonna be different. So yeah, like at least make the exterior. That's my suggestion. I don't know. They're not gonna listen to me anyway, so whatever. But I would love to see like variations when it comes to the exterior, and then like inside could be retextured for Pyro, and yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, what do I know? I'm just like a YouTuber. Let's continue.
But while that's still many months away yet, let's go ahead and turn our attention to something coming in this December's Alpha 3.18. The imminent arrival of the next exciting parts of our new Gen 12 renderer. Now, bringing with it our collective hopes for improved performance, let's go now to Sylvan in our Frankfurt studio, who's got an update for us on the current progress.
Hey everyone, I'm Sylvan. I'm engine programmer here at CIG, working on Gen 12 for the past years, and I'm incredibly excited to share with all of you the latest progress we've made on Gen 12.
All right, so I already watched this video, and so yeah, like here, this segment could be like short as fuck, and he could have just like showcased the FPS changes that we're gonna have. But instead of that, there's a lot of shit that he showed, and so get your like cups of milk ready in your sleeping bags or beds, or like I don't know where you are, and your pillows and all of that, because this is gonna be a long one and it's not gonna be an interesting one. So yeah, let's watch it.
But first, let's get everyone on the same page real quick and explain what Gen 12 is, what it's not, and what it's trying to solve.
Of course I'm not gonna do that to you. Like, of course, you're my audience. I love you. And like, why would I why would I terrorize you with all this shit? So yeah, I'm just gonna like make it go 10x speed, like 10 times the speed, and I'm gonna pause at a thing that's talking point, and yeah, I'm gonna end the video there, because like you don't really need to know this. This is cool to know, but unless you're a programmer and you're really into this, and I know that there's a few of you like that are working for some gaming companies that are watching my channel and that want to know this. But for most of us guys, like, come on, this is not interesting, and this is not like it's like really boring, and we just want to see the FPS being enhanced and working like any other game at like 144 FPS or just like at least 100 FPS. So let me just zoom through it, and I'm gonna stop at one point, and yeah, we're gonna talk about that, like one talking point. Oh shit! This was a bad idea. Okay, I'm just gonna skip to that point, because like, you don't want to look at this or whatever this is. So yeah, let me just skip to that point and let's end the video.
Okay, so let's take a look at the scene here in Orson, which is well known to be one of the most expensive cities in game right now. Before we start, please do me one favor and don't look at the FPS, because this is a highly unoptimized build with highly unoptimized code and very expensive debug tracking. So any discussion about FPS here is completely meaningless.
So, like, that's what we want, though. That we want to have a discussion about FPS, right? And the FPS here is not good, and your clouds are not working. You like disable the clouds, and it's still not good. And okay, it's still not optimized, but also, didn't you like? I started playing in 2020 or like early 2021, I forgot, but. Since then, they were talking about Gen 12 renderer, and even before that. So the question is, how long are we gonna wait for the Gen 12 to be optimized? Is DirectX 13 gonna be out by then, and then you're gonna start working on that instead of optimizing? Like, see what the problem here is. Fucking 2 years ago, they were talking about this, like Gen 12 render and Vulkan and all of that. Sure, great. A year ago, we saw it in CitizenCon, and it's still not done yet, and it's still not optimized, and it's still like, oh well, don't look at that, don't look at the FPS, look at something else, because yeah, like we are like, you can see that we're working on it. Sure, just like we can see that you're working on it, but just like, when are we gonna see more FPS? Like, when are we gonna when game when it's gonna, like, when is it gonna look like a game? And yeah.
So what did we learn this week?
Well, thank you for asking, Jared. So we have learned that you have a company and you're serious about it, and you're working on stuff, and you're running the company, and yeah. Also, there's one more thing that I learned, and this may come as a surprise to you, some of you guys, but also it may not. So let me switch the camera, and this, you can see this in the video. And this is not a huge thing, honestly, but it's just funny. So these chairs here, I was looking for a chair for like a year, basically. And these chairs here, you can see them everywhere, and he's sitting in one. And like, if you scroll through the whole video, you can see the same chairs in all the offices and in most of the offices everywhere. And that's a Herman Miller chair. Aaron, or however you fucking pronounce that, I guess it's Aaron, whatever. But yeah, that's the price of the chair. Yeah, so like, listen, I have had a lot of problems with my back, and That's why I have this chair. But this chair is like less than half the price, and it's fucking amazing. It's one of the best chairs that you can find. And I have tried the Herman Miller Aaron chairs, and they're like over fucking priced, and they are like, I know that a bunch of companies have them because that's like, well, we're gonna have Apple and we're gonna have Herman Miller, but it's not the best fucking chair. So I guess that's why the ships are costing that much, because the chairs are just too expensive. So yeah, with that said, I'm like particularly cranky today, so thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons that are supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel and me being sick as a dog, is that how you say that? I don't know. But if you want to support me and my channel and my ship giveaways and all that, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video, and you can do it there. It's a Patreon link. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space, and mwah. Bye. I don't know. When game? That's the only thing that I have to ask here. When game?